Hi folks, it's Ismail Mullah here from NutriOrganics. Food as medicine. According to the father of modern medicine, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. If you're interested in your health and if you possibly want to have a better quality of life and possibly live longer, then this video is for you. We'll be making a few recommendations on this video, and it will be primarily based upon a study done by the University College London. It was a peer-reviewed study, as well as recommendations made by the Australian Government's Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, the AIHW. To give you a bit of context, it will be a good idea if you first view our 4-minute video, which is titled Our 6th Week Garden. You can access it by pressing the I button above and going directly to our website, and on the home page you will find this video. Other things that are of importance is topics related to this video. Things like growing nutrient-rich foods, creating a nutrient-rich soil, nutrient richness, nutrient deficiency in foods, as well as nutrient denseness. I will also be talking about pesticides. All these topics can be accessed by you by clicking on the I button, going on the Knowledge tab, and you'll see various topics that I cannot go into as much detail here. This will be quite enlightening, and I am sure you will benefit from it. Okay, getting back to topic, food as medicine. Generally, the more nutrient dense a food, the more likely or more effective as medicine it will be. The first paper that I wish to discuss is one that was produced or published by the United Nations World Health Organization, the WHO, in 2003 on nutrition. The contributors were well-known international scientists, and they produced this paper. There were 3 salient points for me that really stuck out in my mind. These were: 1, it doesn't matter at what stage of life you are in or what state your health is in. Your diet affects your health. So good diet, likely you'll get better health. Bad diet, likely you will get bad health. Number 2, it's come increasingly to the forefront that diet is a major determinant of whether you will get a chronic illness or not. Chronic illnesses include heart diseases. 1 in 3 of us will die from heart diseases. Diabetes, this has increased by about 90% in the last 10 years, and that 1 in 3 children born after the year 2000 will get this disease. Cancers, 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will get this sometime through their life. Other chronic diseases include kidney disease, any long-term disease, osteoporosis, stroke, etc. Okay, the third point, and the point that was very important to me, is this: that the food you eat today not only impacts your health of today, but also can have an impact on whether you will contact a chronic disease or not later on in life. This is extremely important for our younger generations as well as for our kids and our grandkids, because what they eat today can determine whether they will get a chronic illness later in life. Today it's unfortunate that bad diet is the number 1 killer. And it's sad that in this age of technology, in this age of such knowledge, that this is the situation. You see, it's really bad because both the conventional way of growing food as well as the organic way do not concentrate on growing food with nutrition in mind. Therefore, the foods that you are likely to get in the shops and the supermarkets are more than likely to be nutrient deficient. And this has led us into a tailspin of health problems. And this is borne out by figures. But first, we're talking of nutrients. Let's talk of nutrients. There are two types of nutrients. There's macronutrients and there's micronutrients. Macronutrients are our carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Generally in Australia, we do not have a problem with macronutrients. Micronutrients, on the other hand, are an issue. Micronutrients are our vitamins and our minerals. According to the WHO, roughly 1 in 2 of us are micronutrient deficient. And according to Dr. William Sheave, this includes people taking supplements. And this is borne out in figures, because according to the WHO, in the year 2001, roughly 60% of all deaths were chronic illness related, and that by the year 2020, about 75% of all deaths will be chronic illness related. And yes, in Australia, according to the AIHW, roughly 1 in 2 of us have one chronic illness, and that about 20% of us have 2 or more chronic illnesses. And all this tends to be micronutrient related. Now it's really sad. It's sad because our soils have become micronutrient depleted because of various practices which I can't go into here. The result is that food grown on such soils and animals grazing on plants that in such soils also become micronutrient depleted. And we at the top of the food chain therefore become micronutrient depleted and go into this tailspin of health problems. Now, talking of the type of food we have and the micronutrient deficiencies, if you press on that I button, go to the knowledge tab, look at nutrient deficiencies, you'll get charts will show you the levels of nutrient deficiencies. It's up to 90% in some cases. Also, in terms of pesticides, the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, did a study on strawberries. I'll just take strawberries as the example. There's many more. They found that 98% of strawberries tested had 1 or more pesticide in them. That 40% of them had more than 10 combinations of pesticides in them. The worst case situations were 17 combinations of pesticides in them. This is no wonder, because strawberry growing involves about 60 different pesticides. Now, from what I understand, our agricultural practices in Australia are similar to US practices. Therefore, it's likely that the foods we are getting in the shops today are also one micronutrient depleted or nutrition depleted, as well as pesticide laden. Now, how did I learn about this? How did I learn to grow nutrient-rich vegetables? It's very simple. Necessity is the mother of invention. You see, I got very sick and I had to cure myself. And what I therefore did was I took my medication fastidiously. I did the exercises that I was recommended to do, and I began eating nutrient-rich foods. But to do this, I had to learn. So I did some courses. I corresponded with experts both here and overseas. The formulae I've got is an adaptation of formulae that were given to me by experts. Thank goodness for their generosity. But I did my own trials. I took their formulae, adapted them, and I've got something which proves that I can grow nutrient-rich vegetables. And I want to make this available to as many people as possible, because this would make me feel that I've done something worthwhile with my life. Now, the recommendations I make are based on the following sources. One, there was a University College London survey that was done between the years 2001 and 2008. It involved 65,226 people that were aged 35 years and over. What they found was this, that the more fruit and vegetable people ate, the less their chances of dying compared to other people in the same age group. So what they found was that when people ate 7 portions of fruit and vegetables, the chances of mortality, of dying earlier, were reduced by 42%. Yes, 42%. They also found that vegetables were about 4 times more effective than fruit as a health protector. Coincidentally, our AIHW also recommends that we eat 7 portions. They say that we should eat 2 portions of fruit and 5 portions of vegetables. 2 portions of fruit are 300 grams of fruit per day. A small apple or a banana or an orange weigh about 150 grams, which means we should eat 2 of these every day. Preferably organic, or better still, nutri-organic if you can get it. Secondly, in terms of vegetables, 5 portions is equal to 375 grams. So we've got to eat 375 grams of salad or vegetables per day. If you use our garden, you will be able to provide for 2 people every day throughout the year. It's a small 1 meter by 2 meter garden, but you'll be able to provide for 2 people throughout the year. The benefits: you'll be fulfilling your vegetable requirements, number 1. Number 2, you will be getting immensely health boosting produce that has lots of micronutrients in it, and that it also has lots of phytonutrients in it. And as we know, the richer the plant, the more the phytonutrients, and the better it helps us. For example, it's reputed to help us against aging and fighting the free radicals which cause cancer in us. So this is my appeal. Spread this message. Get as many people to start eating nutrient-rich foods. The more people I can get doing this, the more fulfilled I will feel. The more I will feel that the tragedies that I went through had a silver lining. And the more I will feel that I am doing something that is worthwhile. So please help me get as many people as possible to eat nutrient-rich food. If you want to contact me, my contact details are on my website, and I will gladly correspond with you or contact you and assist you as much as I can. Thank you very much for listening to me, and here's to your better health.